Sometimes I sit back and I just think, what kind of world are our kids really growing up in? It bothers me. And I know that it bothers you too. Because let's be honest, the world is loud. I don't just mean noisy, loud. Like everyone has an opinion, every screen has a message. And somehow it's like peace and innocence are slowly getting drowned out. And as a mom who is trying to raise kids that love God and stay grounded, it's not easy. But I've learned that there are a few ways that can help. It has really been helping me, and I want to share them today, heart to heart. I want us to have that heart to heart conversation, and I want you to go to the comment section and also share with me how you're raising your kids and keeping them grounded in God's ways in this very loud world. One day, my son was watching a cartoon, and then something that looked so innocent, so child friendly. You know, those cartoons that are very innocent, those the wheels and the bus go round and round, those cartoons with the bright colors and the catchy songs. In one of the segments, I noticed something. They introduced vampires and Halloween in that segment, and it wasn't just about introducing them. They made vampires and Halloween seem very fun, like very, very fun, friendly, and important. Gave them roles that made them seem to have like very high value, like they were good and they needed to be part of the society. And honestly, it rubbed me the wrong way. Like, why are we normalizing darkness to little children who are just learning about the world? These are kids and they're just learning about the world. They don't even know so much at that level. At that moment, it hits me that I can't just hope that my child will grow up loving God in this very loud world. So I had to be very intentional and I had to be very careful about what I expose my children to, because whatever I expose them to, it gets planted in their heart. So that very day changed something for me. I realized that as a parent in today's world, ah, in fact, it's not just about control, because we can't have control of everything, but then we need to guide them. And that was where my whole mindset shifted. So, in today's video, I want to share three simple, powerful things that I'm doing to raise my kids to love God and stay grounded, even when the world gets louder. Because it's going to get louder. It is going to get louder. But being intentional as a parent, it doesn't have to be complicated. So that's why I want us to do this together. So please make sure you're dropping your own lessons, what you're doing, or what you plan to do in the comment section. And overall, we're then going to make up our mind and stay committed to do this consistently. Now, the truth is this: everything that we do boils down to sowing a seed. Cartoons, YouTube videos, the friends we allow to hang around our kids, conversations, we are feeding something into them. So that's why we need to be more intentional about what our kids consume. We still have fun, we still laugh in my home, but then I ask myself this very one question every time. What is this particular thing I'm exposing my child to, teaching her? What is it teaching him? If it's promoting fear, is it promoting pride? Is it promoting confusion about right or wrong? If it is promoting that, it's a no for me. So I look for content that teach kindness, content that teach gratitude, teamwork, and then Bible stories. I told my son one day, I said, if you can learn this song, whether it be Baba Black Sheep or Mary Had a Little Song from beginning to end, you can watch Bible stories and you can learn them at this your young is it young age or small age now. And honestly, I've noticed the difference. He has begun to use words like peace. He has begun to say, Jesus loves me. I am Jesus' son. And that's when I knew that this thing actually works. So that's the first thing. Be very intentional about what you expose them to. You can select the cartoons they watch. If you really have to get them to watch cartoon, you can use your flash drive. Make sure it's the ones you selected. Then number two, talk openly about God. See, I grew up in a generation where faith was sometimes treated like an only Sunday thing. I don't want that for my kids. Knowing about God is not only a Sunday thing. I talk about God casually when I'm cooking, when we're brushing, in the car, when something good happens. Wow, look what God just did. Let's thank Jesus. Oh, clap for Jesus. There's this clap that my son does. Roll and clap. We do that clap for Jesus too. It's not a lecture. I don't have to sit him down and start heavy conversations. It's just a small lifestyle conversation, incorporating it in everything we do. The truth is there, if we don't teach our kids about God, the world will teach them something else. And I'll rather have them understand love, purpose, grace. I'd rather have it coming from our home than coming from social media. So even at bedtime, before they go to bed, tell them that God is watching over them. And then you see that bubbly smile. In fact, I teach my son song. So sometimes when we're about to pray, he's just to, I'll tell him, you're singing today, you sing. Sometimes our song may be Father Abraham, it may be Oluwatosin. Then you see the big smile on his face, and that is what just gives me that fulfillment. Then the last thing is model what you teach. This one hits right home because kids, especially kids of this day, they don't always do what you say, they do what you see. So when I tell my son to be kind, but then we go out and then he sees me being rude to someone, trust me, that is the lesson that he has learned. I remember the day my son was telling the sister, I told you to bring my clothes. I told you, I'm like, this is pointing to me because I'm sure that he has seen me severally talking to my daughter that way. I told you to bring my clothes. So he doesn't understand that he's actually talking to his older sister. So he needs to calm down a bit and say, please help me bring my clothes. So the reading that our kids see in our home every day matters. So instead of just telling my kids, do your quiet time, I ask them to join me, even if I have prayed, because they are watching, you see. And another thing that I just want to add in addition to the three things that I've mentioned is gratitude. Why? Because gratitude keeps us grounded. I've noticed something very powerful about gratitude. It keeps the heart very soft. So we do something simple. Like I always teach them to celebrate the small wins. Be thankful to God for the small things. At that age, teach them to be thankful to God for their friends, to be thankful to God for their food. And the funny thing is, my son came up with this prayer that I didn't even teach him. When you tell him to pray, he say, God, thank you for Kaito. Thank you for mommy. Thank you for daddy. And that's so powerful. So, mama, if you're watching this and sometimes you feel like the world is too loud, or the world is too fast, or the world is too confusing for our little ones, I want you to take a deep breath. You're not alone. We're all in this together and we're here to learn from each other. You don't have to be a perfect mom. All you need is to be an intentional one. An intentional mom is a committed mom, a mother who has chosen to show up consistently. So I urge us today to keep showing up, keep guiding in love, and then keep planting those seeds. Be intentional about the seeds that you plant. Because even if the world gets loud or gets louder, your home environment can still be peaceful. It can still be grounded and it can still be filled with the love of God. If you're still listening to me and you haven't put your own lessons that you want us to learn in the comment section, I urge you to go ahead and do so right now. So, and if you haven't already subscribed, I urge you to click the like button, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you again in the next video. Stay blessed.